Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be reacting to
Unpopular K-pop opinions, cause mama, I'm losing my will to stand.
Megan 하다, Megan 한, Megan 하다, Megan 한, 평평 하다, 평평 한, 평평 하다, 평평 한.
1. Tarzan is not getting cancelled for a tan. Stop with that dumb victim narrative. He's getting cooked because the black label keeps packaging him like a discount hip-hop cosplayer starter kit, and that new W Korea photo was the final straw. That pic didn't go viral because people suddenly forgot Koreans can have darker skin. It blew up because his whole brand since debut has been braids, heavy chains, street styling, corny rap posturing, all wrapped in this I'm the raw hip-hop guy costume. Then suddenly his skin tone in that shoot looks 3 shades deeper than usual, right in line with that same edgy, urban, imported cool aesthetic they keep forcing on him. People saw that. Online, you had 3 camps. People saying it's just lighting, grading and makeup, people saying it looks like deliberate tone deepening, and black fans literally putting his pic next to their own skin tone going, so explain this. Then others started digging up childhood and pre-debut photos where he does look darker than the typical pale K-pop template, which is true in important context. Nobody sane is denying there are darker-skinned Koreans. Korea is not one shade. That's a K-pop K-drama stereotype. There are athletes, kids from coastal areas, people who tan easily, people with naturally deeper complexions, that exists. But when your entire rollout has been braids plus chains plus swag cosplay plus cringe rap, and you already have a reputation for appropriating black culture, any visible deepening of your skin tone is not going to be read as just melanin, it's going to be read as part of the costume. No one rational is saying he personally begged W Korea to darken him 3 tones in Photoshop, although it sounds on brand for him. But point is, his image has been built around a caricatured idea of hip.
I wonder if the direction came from the label or the magazine themselves decided to do that. Cause I don't think he asked for it. I mean, shit, I guess we don't know, but yeah, I guess it's possible. Who knows?
Hip-hop.
To be fair,
He never addressed the cultural appropriation criticism in a real way. So now every new visual choice gets filtered through that history. Of course, black fans are going to be suspicious when a guy who's been exploiting their culture suddenly
it's just, I guess, makes you question like all this, blackfishing appropriation. Is it his choice or is the label putting him up to it? Because at this point, you almost want to feel bad for him. Like he has done so much that I feel like it has to be the label just throwing him to the wolves at this point. I don't know. Like,
But then I would say it's
I
like
don't
the whole
know.
team, because also you co-sign too. You do this too.
Yeah,
You
I don't.
participate in
So
it.
I don't know. This is like, how do you not read the room? I don't get
Because there's
it.
no people of color in the room.
Well, yeah, but they're international group, at least wanna be international, right? There's a lot of people online talking all this shit about them for
Or
this.
they
I
think
don't.
also don't take the time to, educate themselves too, because you're taking from a culture, or you're participating and doing things that are associated with the culture, and you're not really doing your homework.
Yeah, I don't know.
You just take
It's
it because
just,
it looks aesthetically good, but you don't know what it comes
yeah,
with.
this is just crazy.
And you switch it like it's costume.
shows up looking extra bronzed and rough for the aesthetic. And that's what a lot of people defending him don't get. If you constantly flirt with racial cosplay and then refuse to take accountability, you burn your benefit of the doubt. At that point, your tan is not just a tan in the eyes of the people you've already
Right.
disrespected, it's more of the same performance. 2. Let's get real about the X posts comparing debut era SPA to current stages and calling the changes plastic surgery.
This is Espa's member? Who is this? Who's this on the screen?
The hair is too dark.
Don't tell me this is Espa's member.
And one young and a bunch of
Okay, this is One Young.
Similar, it's not that different.
The jaw is way thinner.
I feel like that's just puberty.
I don't know, the whole shape of the jaw.
others got dragged into it too, because the internet can't keep its obsession with
Is that supposed to be Karina?
women's faces in its pants, and before the
Oh.
brainless crowd starts foaming. None of this is me confirming SPA did surgery. I'm talking about how people react to perceived change, not leaking their medical files. I could sit here and say the whole SPA changed. Their faces discourse is just the internet doing what it always does, confusing high-budget glam, weight fluctuation, angles, lighting and Photoshop for some sort of criminal evidence, but I won't. Plastic surgery in K-pop is basically part of the curriculum. It starts in training, it continues after debut, and it's usually done in microdoses so fans don't have a collective aneurysm. Then 3 years pass. Somebody finds a junior high pre-debut selfie, throws it next to a Vogue shoot. And suddenly it's what happened to her face? What happened is that the system you stand so hard, the one that demands 0 pores and 0 fat, also quietly bankrolls every fix the industry wants idols to make. And then it turns around and sells us Born Pretty from Heaven while hiding the fact that half the industry has a frequent flyer card at a clinic. That's the part that rots my brain, not the surgery itself, but the way it's weaponized, denied, then used as ammo to drag women as fake when they're literally doing what the job requires. And the SPA situation is the perfect mess to show how broken people's brains are about this. The conversation shouldn't be, did she shave her chin, like it's a criminal case. The conversation should be, even if she did, why is the automatic reaction she's fake now instead of she made a choice about her own face? Fans want idols to look like anime characters in 4K with perfect angles from every side. But
I guess to kind of try to rationalize it a little bit, I think there you want people to look good natural, to like you want them to be the best looking out there, but to be natural at that. It's just I don't know how to describe this. It's like you want them to be elite, best looking by default, like born that way, to kind of praise them. You don't want them to be like fake best looking. It's like
Manufactured.
yes,
versus
manufacture versus like natural
born.
beauty. You want them to be like a
That you come
national
from the gods, the heavens.
exactly exactly. You want that, like, but you want them to be that naturally. You don't want them to get through that, because there are some people that are that naturally. So, and those are the standards, the beauty standards. But for people that cannot be that naturally, then they use the surgery to attain that. So you want at least to believe that they are that naturally, because it is possible. There are some people that, you know, models and whatever, not every, like before plastic surgeries were even a thing, there were people that were the standard, you know. So that's you can't say that, oh, this is only attainable to a standard through plastic surgery. I think plastic surgery just made it available for regular people to attain that look. But I still think there's something special about being that, but being that naturally. It's like you know, someone being like ripped in
It's
shape.
genetics.
Yeah, exactly. It's good genetics. It's just good genetics. Yeah, it's like someone being like in great shape, in perfect body, naturally versus taking steroids. It's like the
Because
same thing.
to me, it's like the natural science of survival of the fittest is when you see something that has like perfect symmetry that's already there, because that's the indicator that they have really, really good genes and genes that will be able to survive, because what naturally people gravitate to is symmetry. So when you're asymmetrical or have a asymmetry in your face or in your body, in your looks, it's like you get a lower ranking number naturally from people who view you, so you're not the most desirable for repopulation of the earth.
Yeah, and it's like, for example, you have like your favorite athlete, let's say Usain Bolt, right? He never tested positive for no performance enhancing drugs. I'm not saying he has, but it's something so admirable that he broke all these records, being natural with no performance enhancing drugs.
And it's a letdown if you
If imagine if now he comes out in documentary and says, "Oh yeah, I used all this shit," it's just such a heartbreak. Like you, it's just something.
me-
It's just something admirable about
For me,
it.
I'm heartbroken over Serena Williams because now she's on Ozempic. And she felt like
I
she
had,
couldn't
yeah,
win. I'm
the
like,
the feeling is similar, although, you know, or like what would be worse if she came out and she said she took drugs during her competition. But it is the feeling is similar now to me also, that she's taking Ozempic now. Not that, you know, she can't, it's her body, she does whatever. But it's just, it's like, damn, you're an athlete, your whole life you train, you know what it takes to be in shape, but
best.
it was to be the best, but you choose a shortcut, and it's just it is heartbreaking. So I feel like, you know, to come back to the idols, it's similar. You just want to believe that this is natural, like whatever these idols look like are natural. It just is what it is.
But then scream plastic monster the second they suspect a tweak. You can't demand inhuman visuals and then combust when people use inhuman methods to get there. And the natural beauty obsession is such a scam, because half the people preaching it are using filters,
Gifts for the outdoors.
filler, whitening, insane skincare routines, and God knows what else. You'll praise a hair color, praise a diet, praise a gym routine, praise makeup artistry, but the second the tool is a scalpel instead of a lipstick, suddenly it's morally disgusting? Why? Because you've been fed this fantasy that real beauty just magically exists with no pressure, no money, no modifications, and if you admit plastic surgery is normal, you have to admit the beauty standard itself is completely artificial. What annoys me most is how plastic surgery becomes a character judgment. She's had work done turns into she's insecure, she's shallow, she's fake, she's a liar, as if living under a microscope with millions of strangers ranking your face daily wouldn't mess with anyone's head. People act like idols are waking up and choosing surgery for vibes. not because companies, stylists, managers, broadcast staff, and the whole industry have been hinting since trainee days that their nose is too wide or their jaw is too strong. That's psychological warfare, not vanity. And again, before someone clips this out of context, I am not saying SPA definitely did X procedure. I'm saying the environment is built to push idols toward changing themselves and then punishes them whether they do or don't. So no, I'm not going to sit here and pretend SPA or any other group look the same as debut, because they don't, and most idols don't. But instead of turning that into she's all plastic now, the smarter take is, the beauty standard is so insane that even the most beautiful girls in the room are pushed to upgrade, and then blamed for it. Plastic surgery is just one more tool inside a system that already edits, filters, diets, and styles these people to death. If we're going to critique anything, it should be the hypocrisy, the industry, and the fans who worship impossible visuals while shaming the exact methods used to achieve them. 3. Classy didn't just switch companies. They fled the scene of a corporate dumpster fire and landed in what we pray is a functioning building with working lights and paid bills. So on November 13th, K-Tiger's Entertainment came out all proud like surprise. We're managing Classy now, and all 7 girls
Classy is familiar. I feel like we reacted to them once, but who the fuck is K-Tigers?
are working on a new album. Cute, but baby, this isn't a fresh start. It's the
I remember
aftermath
because of that colon Y.
Oh,
Like
okay.
class colon Y. That is pretty unique. I do remember
of a
that.
hostage crisis. Classy was formed by My Teenage Girl in 2022, debuted under M25, the discount subsidiary of
Okay, I
Pocket
remember now. We watched some episodes from My Teenage Girl. That's what I remember.
Idol Studio, and then basically got tossed in the basement after a year of decent promo. One release in 2024, Love XX after an entire year of radio silence. Y'all created a whole survival show with 7-year contracts for this? And it didn't stop at Classy. Look at Fantasy Boys. 6 members recently filed lawsuits to terminate their exclusive contracts with Pocket Doll. Why? Just the usual. No proper payment records, fake or unverifiable labor costs deducted, settlements for stuff that never even happened, residency and visa delays that sabotage the foreign members' ability to work. And the electricity in their dorms got cut because the company didn't pay the freaking bills. They asked nicely on September 30th for it to be fixed. Nothing. They gave notice on October 28th. Crickets. Filed lawsuits in November.
The thing is, guys, if the company don't have money to pay electricity, what can they do for them? What do you think? Like, the company is down bad if they can't pay electricity. Like, that's if you
So
can.
they're really banking on their success.
Like-
So I feel like they're doing everything possible.
Yeah, so like if you don't have money to pay electricity, then you don't have money to pay these guys. Like, it's just this. Like, come on.
They're really betting on you.
Yeah, like electricity is like the last thing to go. Like, food will go before electricity. You will starve before the electricity runs out. Once electricity goes out, that's it. The back is against the wall and the knife is at your throat. Like that. Electricity is the last thing.
And now it's all dragging out in court, while the group remains chained to a label that can't even plug in a lamp. And don't forget BAE 173's Doha also filed for contract suspension. And Nam Dohayan
Like that. If they don't have electricity, I wouldn't even say that's like, oh, label is abusing them at that point. At that point, label is dead broke. Like, they're not doing this by choice to, do that. This is like they really
You're
don't
the
have any
breakthrough
options.
group that can really make this happen.
already won in court
Everyone
last
wants
year
it
and
easy. Everyone wants to,
Yeah.
have it like how New Jeans had it, like, all the
Oh yeah,
comfort,
of course.
and
of
not be
course.
like the group that has to struggle with the label in the beginning to get into like a BTS level.
escaped. You seeing the pattern here? Pocket Dole is basically a graveyard with a Spotify account. If your group is under them, light a candle. Better yet, light 5 and call a lawyer. So how the heck did Classy get out without going to court like everyone else? One word, liquidation. When a company is bleeding money, drowning in lawsuits and tanking every release they touch, the easiest way to avoid another public scandal is to quietly hand off the problem and pretend it's a business decision. K-Tigers probably bought the girls, kept the group name and didn't even have to rebrand anything. Classy kept their social media, their logo.
Yeah, I mean, if the label, is struggling, they can sell their IP and then IP and the contracts. So, K-Tigers probably bought it for pennies on the dollar because the other company needed to put the lights back on. So, yeah, it makes sense.
Everything. That's not a transfer. That's a strategic eviction of liabilities. Fans did some digging and found out Tiger's CEO has been following Fantasy Boys since July. So maybe this ain't a one-off. Maybe there's a plan. Or maybe he just saw the smoke and said, I'll save the few left breathing either way, if this is any sign. K-Tigers might be building a new home for the kids Pocket Dole tried to bury. But listen, if Fantasy Boys don't get their contracts torched next, it'll be criminal, like literally. Unpaid labor, sabotage, manipulation, abuse, dorms with no power. And they've been crying for help on camera for weeks. And it's past time somebody ripped those contracts in half and handed them real management. 4. Jessie came back with Girls Like Me. And honestly, the timing is wild because her reputation has been hanging on by a shoelace since the fan punching fiasco. And let's be clear, she didn't punch anyone. But the
But that's not even her first comeback since then. Why is the timing wild? She had already another comeback. Newsflash, I think it was called. And Newsflash was actually pretty good. I like Newsflash. This one,
Universe absolutely did her dirty anyway. Remember when she was everywhere? Zoom, cold-blooded, what type of ex? And her chaotic I say what I want energy making her the internet's messy diva. Then September 2024 hit her like a bus. An 18-year-old fan asked Jessie for a photo while she was chilling with some friends. Instead of a selfie, the poor kid got punched by some random man who was with her, CCTV dropped. JTBC reported it. Police questioned Jessie in October, and the internet dragged her through fire because instead of staying there dealing with the fallout like a public figure with 2 brain cells and a manager, she was spotted at a nearby party later. People called it fleeing the scene. People called it
I'm not sure that
irresponsible.
a nearby
People called
party-
it every name except
does it matter? I don't think it matters. She didn't punch the guy.
handled professionally. She apologized on IG multiple times, insisting she didn't know the guy, met him that
optics
night and
of
wanted him
that.
punished. But
Nah.
that didn't
In
matter.
South
The
Korea,
narrative
yes.
settled right into bystander celeb who didn't protect her own fan. And just to be clear, I'm not defending her. She wasn't accused of throwing the punch, but her reputation took a real hit for judgment and accountability. People were even calling for her to leave the country. When she tried her first comeback with
She
Newsflash,
left?
fan sites were whispering that she'd been blacklisted from most broadcast stations. And guess what? It kinda looks true. She squeezed into a couple small shows, but no big variety, no music shows, none of the usual promo runs she used to dominate. So now she's back with Girls Like Me, and it's classic Jessie. Very I Survived the Scandal. Here's another anthem about how I'm that girl. This song is the spiritual love child of RuPaul's Drag Race Verse Challenge and a drunk bachelorette karaoke night. And that's not a compliment. Like, it's giving I'm the baddest, thickest, slayest queen. Look, at my curves, I'm chasing my dreams, but with the lyrical depth of a clogged sink and the rhyme structure of a kindergartner's poem. If I hear one more bad girl, mad girl, sad girl, clad girl bar from this woman, I'm going to combust. I'm sorry, but Jessie's writing is so RuPaul coded I can hear Michelle Visage giving her a pity nod from across the runway. Every bar sounds like it was ghost written by a drag queen in the middle of a bathroom mirror pep
Oh,
talk
she's a
while hot
RuPaul
gluing
fan.
rhinestones to a busted bodysuit. Gonna snatch the crown, look at my mug, give me a hug. Girl, enough. And don't get it twisted. Drag queen music? Camp Gold. But when Jessie does it, it's like someone deep-fried a Rooverse, sprinkled it with expired Nicki Minaj punchlines, and served it with a side of TikTok choreography that makes your knees ache just watching it. She's been stuck in the same tough-on-knee loop since Obama was president. We get it. You're strong, you're
Obama.
sexy, you're
Wow.
unbothered. But where's the growth? The evolution? The plot twist? I swear she's just doing mad libs
Okay.
with the same 6 adjectives
Yeah,
and
yeah, she's right on this. This wasn't it. There was nothing in that song that was.
Newsflash is better.
calling it a comeback. 5. Purple Kiss is officially over. But unlike most K-pop disbandments that feel like getting dumped via a sticky note taped to the dorm fridge, this one's surprisingly civil. Almost too civil. They're still technically under RBW, which means we're entering that messy purgatory where the name's dead but the members are technically still around, potentially soloing, Variety ing, or piecing out entirely depending on how RBW handles it. Probably badly if we're being real. But Purple Kiss the brand is gone, and it stings, that said, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. This is one of the most graceful K-pop disbandments I've ever seen. And that is not a sentence. That exists in this industry often. No sudden Instagram notes app post at 3 a.m. No cold thank you for your support graphic on Twitter with all their faces grayed out like a gravestone. No ghosting. They actually told us months in advance, with a tour. Some new songs in time to process the breakup like emotionally functioning adults. I'm serious. This is near the gold standard for disbandments. The only other girl group I can think of that went out with this much dignity was Sister, and even then they didn't give us a final tour. 6. Jessica Young is back in court-related headlines. This time because of a lawsuit filed by a Chinese company that
Who
no
is
one
she?
seems able to properly identify. I couldn't find a logo or even a clear explanation of what they actually do. They're only described as a network technology company that had a commercial contract with her for promotions in China, according to reports. The company paid her a large advance for those activities and now claims she didn't fulfill the agreement, saying she owes them about $1.84 million. The plaintiff swears they fronted her $1.4 million as an advance, want that back, plus a $422,000 penalty and $14,000 in legal fees. And the court had to publish a public notice because they couldn't reach her directly. Then Jessica's agency jumped on Weibo and called the whole thing fabricated, defamatory and damaging, articles say a hearing was set for August. It's now November and no credible outlet has published an outcome. People only clocked the notice recently, which is why the story suddenly trended even though the court date was months ago. The timing looks sloppy because it is. And it's not even her first legal rodeo. Her fashion brand got tangled in a multi-million loan fight after the loan was transferred to a new creditor. Her partner Tyler Kwan, who's also the CEO of her label, said it was a corporate issue, not a personal debt. In April 2022, media reported the creditor dropped the case after a settlement. That past mess doesn't prove this new lawsuit is true, but it does make people assume she's always in contract drama, reputations stack, and hers carries that baggage.
First of all, I don't know who she is, but contract is in China. You know, they couldn't serve her. They have to do a public notice. She's not in China. If she don't intend to ever do business in China, I
Yeah, I'm
wouldn't,
not gonna see her again.
I wouldn't worry about it. But China is a big market, man. To upset that market, that means you really believe in your career elsewhere. Cause
Yikes.
yeah, I would not. If I was a K-pop idol, I would not want to upset Chinese market. Not because of, oh, somebody's gonna come get me. No, but it's just a lot of money to make there. Like you don't want to close that door. So
But as have you noticed, like the relations between these countries,
yeah, the relations is something else. So hopefully she gets it resolved or ignores it.
Yeah. Hey guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.